Welcome to Petite Professionals. Today I have Danette. I'm very excited to have her on. Thank you for coming on.
Thank
Do
you
you
so
mind?
much for having me.
Yay! Do you mind introducing yourself and what your job title is?
I am Danette Mahabir Turner, and I identify myself as a serial entrepreneur. And that encompasses a few titles, honestly. After this interview, for example, I'll be officiating a wedding. And I'm also a talk show host and podcaster for Voice Thoughts Talk Show and Podcast. I have a TV program called Voices of Victory, which is specifically designated to domestic violence awareness. I'm a published author. I also own a thrift store and just so many different things that just encompasses the serial entrepreneur.
Wow, yes, very, very impressive. So, where did it begin? So, how did you know you wanted to become an entrepreneur?
Well, I became a single mom unexpectedly and having to start my life over from ground zero and figure out as I went along in a country, of course, where I was not born and raised. So I came to United States in my early 20s and looking for a better life, of course, and then ended up starting from ground zero with a baby, a single mom in a state I've never been. I was in the state of Tennessee and having to work three jobs while juggling a baby and just figuring out life on a whole. And so as I'm working these jobs, I found a better job, which I became a hotel general manager. But I just felt like there was more that I needed. There's more than that. And I love being a general manager because my first degree is hospitality, entertainment, and tourism management. So I've been in the hospitality and hotel industry for many years, even before migrating to United States. And I've worked my way up and always tell myself in 5 years, when you're asked that question in an interview, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I remember saying that in an interview at a hotel, that I would love to be a general manager. So seeing that come to life, I could say, check mark, I've done it, right? I made it happen. I had a dream and I accomplished that dream. But there was just more that I needed. I needed not just financial stability, but I needed freedom. I needed to be able to have that work-life balance. I needed to be able to not miss my daughter's extracurriculum, to be able to travel without having to, wait for an approval from some higher ups to be able to take my child on a vacation or do something that I find passionate or I'm passionate about. And so I started, getting certified in different things and I became a certified life coach and just started creating my own Google page for that and the services that I was going to offer. And next thing you know, I have a bunch of clients and I enjoy doing that because just seeing others tap into their potential like I myself did, it's such a rewarding experience for me. It's not just about the money, but it's about doing something that I love, I'm very passionate about, and seeing where you start with someone from and where they end up, having your
Mhm.
coaching, as part of, in their back pockets, or rather. So for me, it started from there while I was still working as a hotel general manager. And then I started my own photography and videography business called Little London Photography. And that was named after my daughter. Her name is Sahila London. So her middle name is London. And so Little London Photography was born, and then I just felt like creating memories for others just bring me so much joy, whether it was family portraits or pet photography and just, the smiles on my face and their faces and just seeing people happy was just something that really inspired me. And so, of course, it just kept on building from that to where, I'm now the wedding officiant, the life coach, the photographer, the videographer. And I'm like, I'm a thrifter, big thrifter. And I love thrifting so much that I kept telling myself for many years, I'm gonna own a thrift store. And so almost a year now, Finders Keepers Thrift Boutique was born.
Cute name.
So
So cute.
yeah. So, it's and it's funny because as you see, I'm wearing my Jamaican colors. We'll talk about that in a little bit. A year ago when I found a location and decided to do this, I decided to use the Jamaican colors as my store colors, like my logo and different things. So black, green, and gold represent my birth home and my birth country. So just a little bit about my little serial entrepreneur, but everything that I do, I'm very passionate about. I stay
Mhm.
in my lanes. I have multiple lanes and I stay in them. And so I just call myself a Jane of all trade. I'm an octopus. And it keeps me excited. Like no 2 day looks the same.
No, I love that. And something that I've noticed from doing pageants and meeting women is we're all very similar in the sense that we're always striving to be better and we're always open to growth. And we say yes to opportunities. I mean, I know that's a generalized statement, but like just there's a lot of us that
It
are that
is. I
way.
agree.
And I love that. And I like surrounding myself with friends that are similar because I'm back in school to become a I want to be a counselor. So I get what you're saying there. You
Nice.
want to help people, and it's a calling. But
It
that
is
is
definitely a calling.
it's impressive. I love all your experiences. It's very cool, and I've noticed a theme that you're always wanting to help other people with all your endeavors. So you went to school for what was it? What was the
So my first degree is hospitality, entertainment, and tourism management, and my second
okay.
degree is business management and leadership.
Awesome. So, when you went to school for that, do you have any recommendations for people that would be pursuing an education in either of those?
Absolutely. So, first I would say to anyone that's watching, you want to make sure that you are studying an area that you are passionate about. I grew up in the South, and the North Coast was where all the hotels were. All the tourists would come into Ocho Rios and Montego Bay. And so for me, it's like I wanted to study something that I wanted to explore. So make sure that you have that sense of curiosity and you want to explore that and you're hungry for that exploration, and that will just open up the doors for that opportunity for you to study those aspects. And even though I did hospitality, entertainment, and tourism management, there are other areas that one can basically major in. I
Mhm.
majored in accommodation, there's tour and travel, there's culinary, so you can find that area. Even though it's a broad spectrum of hospitality and tourism management, it does not mean that you have to be in the accommodation aspect of that. There's so many different avenues that you can explore.
That's awesome. Okay, good information. I have a question about being a life coach. How do you go about becoming one?
Well, becoming a life coach is much easier than anyone would think. Of course, getting certified is not as hard as, all the other studies I've done, but I was always a life coach and I did not know it. I was coaching people for free. So, and that's when I actually discovered, I'm like, wait, let me look into this. So everybody would come to me when they are stuck with a career decision, or, all my friends, my family members, they would come to me with other things and I'm helping them to figure it out. And I'm like, aha, the light bulb moment came on.
Hmm.
And I started doing some research, found an online academy, which is a self-paced course. You pay a small fee, you do the course, you take the quizzes and all that. The rest is really dependent on the person. So that just to say you're certified. Okay, I'm a certified life coach, okay? Because everybody wants to talk with someone that's certified, right? So but you obtain those, you have those skills within you already. If you want to be a life coach, you already possess the skills that will be needed and necessary for you to succeed as a life coach. Having this certification is just to make others feel more comfortable that this person knows what they're doing. The rest is
Hmm.
really your marketing strategy. Okay, so I created a Google page, listed all my services, my prices, like started to market myself, my business cards, and connecting and networking. That's the main part. Okay. I am a national certified life coach. And the reason for that, I can do a life coaching session via Zoom. So I have clients that are in New York and Florida and just all over because I can't really be with you in person, but I can help you virtually. And so we set those goals and we set those timelines and objectives. So if someone is out there listening or watching and you want to become a life coach, skillsacademy.com is where I did my certification. It's fast-paced, self-paced. It's really up to you. I am a go-getter, so of course you could tell, and I am just wanting to accomplish whatever I start. So I focus on that and I get that done. So once I get that done, then the rest is all about your marketing strategies.
That's awesome. Um, Also, when we're done with this, do you mind sending me some of your links so that way I can put this in the description if someone wants to work with you or just explore all your businesses that you
Love
have?
that. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much. Okay, so one more question about work. If you could go back and talk to the younger version of yourself about going into the line of work you have, what's some like piece of advice you wish you would have had?
I would tell my younger self, do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy because at the end of the day, you know how they say, you do what you love and you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. Do what makes you happy. And so work does not seem like a burden. It's something that you are excited to wake up every single day and start doing because you love what you do. So be passionate, be curious, and just be happy at what you do.
I love that. Thank you. So I also have to say, I was at Petite USA watching nationals and I saw you and I was like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. And then I saw
Oh,
you on
thank you.
stage and you had so much energy. You were so much fun to watch. So when I saw that you're going to be at
Oh,
Universal Petite, I was really excited for you. Yay!
thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's a full circle moment for me. Again, like I've never let my roots go. I was born and raised in Jamaica. And I've always embodied that. I've always acknowledged that's who I am. That's who I am inside. You know, that's who helped me. Like all of my experiences and my culture has helped to mold the woman that is sitting in front of you today. So I've never let that go. And so to be able to represent my country on a universal stage means the world to me.
That's amazing. What got you into pageantry? Because was Petite USA your first national pageant?
It was here in America, yes. Not so I was doing national pageants, in Jamaica
Okay.
and entered in one pageant there and different things, but this was Petite USA was my first pageant in the United States. Let's
Awesome.
just put it that way. Yes. So
I
it was very exciting. And it came, honestly, Petite USA came years after I thought I put the baton down. And I've literally handed it, I thought, to my daughter. And so she
Mm,
entered her first pageant when she was 4 years old. And so I'm like, okay, let me invest that into her because I started when I was 7 years old. And of
okay.
course, all of mine happened in Jamaica. I was going from Kingston to different parts of the country and entering and winning pageants. And so here I am, what, 10, 11 years later, picked up back my baton or said to my daughter, hey, lend me that baton back.
We're
you
gonna
know,
share.
so we're gonna share it. And so that's, and she's truly inspired me. I think honestly, her doing, she did one at 4, she did one at 8, and she won and was featured on the news. And I think it truly inspired me so
Oh,
much. And then I'm scrolling, and then here comes a sponsored petite post, and I was like, this is a sign.
yeah, I
So
should do it.
here I am again, 10 years later, and my first national pageant, and now moving on to a universal pageant to represent my home country.
That is amazing. I love it. So I have a 6-year-old son and he will watch the pageants with me. And anytime there's like a brunette woman that comes on stage, he's like, is that you? I'm like, no. But he asked me if he could do a pageant. I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
I'm like, yeah. Like, there's not like a ton for boys, but I looked online and I was telling him about it, and he was like, wait, so I can't wear my Batman costume? And I was like, no. And now he doesn't
But
want to do
I have to say, I love the fact that they are including men and boys
it.
in some of
Yeah.
the pageant systems. I love that because, where it
Mhm.
comes to self-worth and self-esteem and confidence and stage presence and public speaking, I love that for all of us.
Exactly. I didn't start competing as a a child, I had to start until I think I was 20 when I first competed. So I was in college. But
Oh,
I learned so much. I had no idea what I was doing, but I gained some confidence in myself. And I think it really helped when I started doing job interviews after college. Um,
absolutely.
it does, it helps. I feel like every aspect of yourself, it makes you challenge yourself and grow. So I love pageants and I love that your daughter does it. That's awesome. And okay, so Universal Petite is, when is it next
June,
June?
June
Okay.
2026. Yes.
And it's on a
Not so
cruise
far
ship.
away, honestly, because I feel like this year is running away from us. So
It is
it's going
going
to be
fast.
Christmas before I know it.
Yeah. Okay, so I work in retail and we already got all of our like Christmas stuff in. It's wild. Um, but okay, so it's in June and it's on a cruise ship.
My first cruise. Well, if I don't make it before June, then it will be. And I think I will let it be my first cruise. And that just adds to the experience that, as you mentioned, um, us in pageantry, we challenge ourselves constantly. And then we're seeing all these firsts. It's like, oh, well, because of that, I was able to do this. Not like you wouldn't or couldn't do it before then, but because of this opportunity, now it's opening up for you to actually tap into those things that were already on your bucket list and you probably weren't going to get around to them till 5 years from now. And so I'm ready for Margaritaville cruise to
Oh my
Mexico
goodness. I can't wait
and
to
my
watch.
first time to Mexico. So I am excited for the experience. The sisterhood is something that I really, really cherish. And I know it can sound cliche, the sisterhood and sister queens, but honestly, I have lived it. I've experienced it. And like the sisterhood I've become a part of is truly, truly amazing.
That's incredible. Well, I thank you so much for jumping on this Zoom call and giving me some of your Saturday morning. Is there anything else you'd want to share before I wrap this up?
No, not really. Just, go for what you love what you do, and do what you love, and just enjoy the experience with whatever your passion and your career. Tie them together. Find your passion and then find your career path that you're passionate about. And so that you wake up every day wanting to do what you do.
That's wonderful advice. All right, well, have a fantastic Saturday, and I'll see
Thank
you
you
on
so
social
much
media.
again for having me.
See ya.